Where is Nokia now? What happened after the fall? Nokia wasn't just a phone company. It was childhood. It was the ringtone that played in every street. It was the snake game we all begged for during school breaks. It was the phone that survived drops from the third floor and still worked. For a moment in history, Nokia wasn't competing. Nokia was the mobile world. And then, almost overnight, everything fell apart. This is the emotional story of how the world's most loved phone brand went from global dominance to silence and found a second life no one expected. Section 1. The world before touchscreens. In the early 2000s, Nokia wasn't just winning, it was untouchable. By 2007, Nokia controlled 49% of the entire global mobile market. They sold more phones than Apple, Samsung, Motorola, Sony, LG combined. Real news clips from the time literally called it the Nokia Empire. Kids saved lunch money for a Nokia 3310. Families shared the classic blue brick phone. Every festival, every wedding, every emergency, a Nokia was there. But behind the scenes, a storm was forming. On the 9th of January 2007, Steve Jobs walked on stage and said, "Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone." Most companies panicked. Nokia didn't. Internal executives famously said, "Touchscreens are a fad. People prefer buttons." This single belief, this one moment of ego, changed the destiny of a billion-dollar empire. End section question. Do you think Nokia could have beaten iPhone if they reacted faster? Section 2. The fall everyone saw coming, except Nokia. The true collapse wasn't sudden. It was slow, painful, and visible from miles away. By 2008, Android phones started entering the market. Companies like HTC and Samsung moved fast. They built ecosystems, app stores, seamless experiences. Nokia? They doubled down on Symbian, a system so old and complicated that even Nokia engineers called it a Frankenstein OS. Then came the moment the world remembers. The burning Platform Memo, 2011. Nokia's new CEO, Stephen Elop, wrote that Nokia was standing on a burning platform, surrounded by flames. For the first time, the world saw the truth. Nokia was collapsing from the inside. Customers left, developers left, investors left. Between 2007 and 2013, Nokia's market share fell from 49% to 3%. Real headlines called it the greatest tech fall of the decade. And just when people hoped Nokia would rise again, came the next heartbreak. End section question. Do you think Elop's burning Platform Memo saved Nokia or destroyed it faster? Section 3. The Microsoft chapter, the final blow. In 2011, Microsoft and Nokia announced a partnership. Nokia would ditch Symbian and use Windows Phone. The irony? Windows Phone was beautiful, smooth, and visually unique. But it had one killer flaw. No apps, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no banking apps, no YouTube app support. And users don't buy a phone, they buy the ecosystem around it. Despite Nokia creating incredible hardware, especially the Lumia 1020, with a 41-megapixel camera, the operating system never caught up. In 2013, the unthinkable happened. Microsoft bought Nokia's phone division. A brand that once ruled the world was now being handed over for $7 billion. 2 years later, Microsoft wrote off the entire deal as a loss. Real News headline said, "End of an era. The Nokia phone is no more." Millions felt like a piece of their childhood ended. End section question. Do you think Windows Phone could have succeeded if Nokia had stayed independent? Section 4. The rebirth no one expected. After the fall, people assumed Nokia was gone forever. But Nokia did something rare in tech. It reinvented itself without trying to be cool again. When the phone business died, Nokia went back to its roots: networks, infrastructure, and technology that powers the internet. Today, Nokia is one of the global leaders in 5G infrastructure, competing with Huawei, Ericsson, Samsung networks. You may not see Nokia phones everywhere, but your 4G and 5G signals, your fiber internet, your telecom towers, there's a chance Nokia is behind them. And what about the phones? That part of the story didn't end either. In 2016, former Nokia employees formed HMD Global and licensed the Nokia name. That's how modern Nokia smartphones exist today, built by HMD, not Nokia itself. They aren't fighting to win the smartphone war. They're fighting to keep the legacy alive, and somehow, that feels right. End section question. Do you think Nokia should try to re-enter the flagship smartphone market? Ending, the legend that never really died. Nokia is not the giant it once was. It doesn't shape our childhoods anymore. It doesn't rule the world. It doesn't dominate the market. But it survived. It adapted. It found a new purpose. Nokia went from making rubber boots to mobile phones to 5G networks that power entire nations. It didn't die. It evolved. And in a world where tech companies rise and vanish overnight, Nokia's story isn't one of failure. It's one of rebirth. CTA. If you want the emotional stories behind the tech we grew up with, the giants that rose, fell, and fought their way back, hit subscribe. This is just the beginning. Thanks for watching.